All right, this is going to be the first installment, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Swanyae Rogers. I reside in Raleigh, North Carolina, as of now. I just want to touch on some issues that I feel like we have in society as a whole, not just speaking from a black perspective, but just in a perspective of a man and living in supposedly the greatest country in the world. I feel like, we as a people, we've come so far, but we haven't come far enough. I feel like, this country has really put a strain and a hurt on a lot of people, and it's just been a bunch of band-aids that's been put on things that need to be addressed. They just sweep them under the rug and hope you forget about them, and just not address them, and not really try to come up with a solution to fix a lot of these things that I think that need to be fixed. That's what's wrong with this country. There's so many issues that I probably could talk about, but I'm just speaking from my experiences, which have been fairly, I'm not going to say decent, but I just feel like me as a black male, I've seen different lights as of, how somebody else from another race might get treated versus me, or versus somebody else from a different color. They might show a little bit more favoritism in the workplace. And North Carolina is pretty much a right to work state, where you can go to work one day, and just because your supervisor or your employer decides not to want to keep you around, they can fire you for pretty much whatever reason they feel like, which I think is wrong. Because at the end of the day, if you tell me I'm fired and you can't give me a decent reason why, what am I supposed to put on my application when I go look for the next job? They're going to say, hey, what happened with your last job? Well, my employer wouldn't tell me why they fired me, so I don't know. So that creates work history gaps where you can't explain to what happened at your previous employment, because they choose not to disclose why they terminate you or why they're letting you go. So me, as as a black man and a man, period, I have a 13-year-old son. He's getting older. His clothes getting bigger. He wants more stuff. And I just don't know where to go from here, because it's making me feel like I got to get up and go bust my butt every day, which I don't mind doing. But if I'm going to bust my butt day in and day out for a job or for a company that really doesn't have my best interest at the end of the day, and doesn't really care about an opinion that I might have or share, why am I doing that? Why should I have to put myself through the pain of having to get up every day, even when I don't feel like it or I don't want to? And I know a lot of people can relate to this. I know a lot of people can relate to what I'm saying. But I'm just touching on the facts that don't get addressed, probably by a lot of people, and a lot of people that have a bigger platform than they imagine or they think. Like a lot of these celebrities, that come from the struggle, they come from the struggle, and then once they get with it going, they just forget all about what made them in the first place. Which I feel like, it's, how I just don't understand how can you forget where you come from, and then when you get there, You just, you know, you want to sit on the top, and the people that are down at the bottom, you just look down on them because you're at the top, which I feel like is a slap in the face of every other person that's trying, struggling, working their hardest to get to where they want to go. And, you know, it's hard. It's hard to survive out here, even if you have uh, a bachelor's degree, master's degree. You know, I know people that been to college for 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 years, and they get out and they're in all this student debt, and they can't even find a job in what they went to school in for. And I feel like this is what they teach us in school: to go to school, get an education, land a good job. Then when you get out of school, you're in debt up to your eyeballs for about 15 to 20 years to try to pay off all these student loans. So it's like a rat race. You're trying to play catch up to pay all your bills up, and then when you finally do pay all your bills up, then it's time to retire. So how does one combat that experience? Me personally, I've tried the school thing. Maybe it wasn't for me. I don't know. You know, now it's to the point where I'm pushing 40 years old now, and like I said, my son is getting older. He's coming to me. You know, he wants things, and some of this stuff I can't really get him. I want to get it for him. I want the best for these kids because they are the future. They're going to be the ones that, you know, take us to another place, take us to another plateau, and they want, you know, so they're going to be ones that keep the legacy alive. So by me being a father, it kind of hurts me because the point of really having kids is to teach them better than what you've been taught, raise them better than what you were raised at, show them things that, you know, maybe somebody didn't show you, or, you know, just enlighten them on things that maybe they should, you know, do, or how they should conduct themselves in life and society. Um, I just feel that, you know, it's just so many things that's wrong with this country. You know, every time I cut on the news, it's always, you know, racial injustice, racial inequality, somatic racism, and things like that. And, you know, the country and these politicians, and they want minimum wage to jump up to $15 an hour. I can agree with that. But $7.25 has been the minimum wage ever since Bush was in office. Now tell me this. How are you supposed to make a living and pay rent, pay bills, put gas in your car, utilities, childcare, taking care of kids, raising a family off of $7.25? Now I know people probably don't really make that, but think about it like this, America. What would $12 an hour be? $10 an hour. You know, you gotta start, you gotta crawl before you can walk. You just can't think that $15 an hour is gonna be the solution. I think that this country needs to uh set it up to where, okay, say they set the minimum wage at $10 an hour, for example. I'm not saying that's what they should, but they do. They set it at $10 an hour. Maybe in 6 months, they see if $10 an hour worked, okay, maybe you can bump it up to 12. But going for 15, then they shoot it down in the Senate. Of course they are. Because if you're paying $15 an hour, and say you get a high school kid in there, and they making $15 an hour to make sandwiches at McDonald's, I mean, it's going to be hard to do that, because they're going to be like, okay, if you're making $15 an hour to make a sandwich, it's no downtime, and you can't laugh, you can't joke around, you can't have, it's not going to be a a fun work environment. You're not going to be able to enjoy yourself because they're going to be wanting you to bust your butt the whole time you're there, because if they're going to be paying you top dollar, they're going to want top work out of you. So in order to get it there, don't you think they should step to a point where it say, hey, let's start at 10, see how that plays out? You know, I mean, it's just so many things that this country is not really addressing. But like I said, they're just trying to put a band-aid on all the wrongdoing for 400 or 500 years of minority people, black people, you know, people that have been in poverty. Um, I mean, I haven't always had, you know, fine things in life. You know, I've had to struggle quite a few times. I mean, I'm struggling right now. But, you know, you wouldn't tell by the look on my face or by the way I carry myself, because I'm used to struggling. That's one thing that black people do. I'm not a stranger to have to go out here and buy a whole case of ramen noodles just so I can have something to eat for the rest of the week, you know? But these people that, you know, we put in office, I guess they don't understand that. They don't see that. But, you know, we vote these people in. And they always say, hey, go to school, do this, learn this, learn this. But what does school really teach you? They don't really teach you how to live life. School can't teach you, you know, how to go out here and hold a job. And, you know, it can't teach you discipline. It can't teach you certain things that you're going to need in life and tools that you're going to need in life to succeed. A lot of these things you're going to have to learn on your own, or you're going to have to open up the Bible and seek God, and he's going to have to guide you and mold you for you to see how to live life. Now, me personally, I'm spiritual. I was raised in the church, but you know, maybe I should go to church more often, but I don't. But I do believe in God. I do believe in a higher being. And the purpose of me doing this video is pretty much, it's like a last ditch effort, because I feel like a lot of these people that have these platforms and they speak, you know, all this stuff about, you know, what needs to happen when these go on, ain't going through what a lot of people going through. You know, you got the whole pandemic thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say this is the lowest point in my life right now. I mean, I've been through, like I said, tons of adversity, tons of oppression, you know, and it really bothers me to my core. It really bothers me deep down inside, man, because like I said, me personally, I've had struggles with my son's mother. I have struggles with, you know, paying child support. You know, like I said, I'm 39 years old. You know, and I've been trying all my life to want to do better, want to do right, want to do things the American way, the things that, you know, these so-called educators, you know, teach us to do to be successful. But just because one thing might be successful for that person doesn't mean that it's going to work for me. So now I'm going to do what I think I'm sent here to do. And honestly, I think I'm sent here to just make videos, speak my mind from my experiences, my trials and tribulations. So this is why I'm starting today my page, my YouTube channel. You know, I just, it's really getting to a point where I'm really getting frustrated with trying to live so-called the American dream. But the American dream wasn't designed for me. I don't believe. I don't believe it was designed for a person of color. I don't think it was designed for minorities. Um, and me speaking on stuff like this, I really don't want it to affect me as a person and where I want to go with my life. But I just want to touch on these things because these are the things that I see. These are the things that I have to deal with. These are the things that I have to go through every day. I have to go through my son calling me, Dad, I need this for school. And I might spend my last $300 on getting him a laptop or helping him set up school so he can go to school at home and might not have to go in because, they have uh, COVID-19 restrictions. And it's like a never ending story. It's like, where do you go from here? What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to seek any guidance? What am I supposed to do? It's just so many things that I think personally that this country is it's broken. It's so jaded and misguided, and it's really no instruction on how to go out here to really do what you're supposed to do. Um, like I said, just because one thing might work for the next man, it might not work for me. Uh, a job that somebody might go to every day and they happy doing it, I might not be happy doing that job. I just might just be doing that job just to get a check because at the end of the day, we all got bills, responsibilities, and obligations. Just because I might go to school for 10 years and get a master's degree or doctorate, that doesn't mean I'm happy doing what I'm doing. It's just certain things that I feel like I don't even know how to put it. I don't really understand what it really takes to be successful or to fulfill these dreams and obligations that I really have in my heart. You know, I always, dreamt of being a professional wrestler as a kid. That's what I always liked to do. Um, or even an actor. I always wanted to be an actor. I thought I'd be a great actor. I like dibbled and dabbled in modeling. I've tried to be a pro wrestler. I got wrestling training. Things like that. And not saying that I failed at those things or maybe I didn't pursue them as much as maybe I should have. But due to things in life, you have ups and downs. You might not be financially set the way you want to be. So some things might not pan out or work out the way you envision them from the start. You're going to run into roadblocks in life. You're going to run into hurdles, obstacles, things that of that nature. Um, but that doesn't mean that you're supposed to give up. That doesn't mean you're supposed to quit. I've seen or heard celebrity stories with sleeping in cars and before they made it big, and it's like I can relate to that. I've slept in cars. I've been homeless. I've been on the street. You know, I'm probably a check away, or I'm probably not too far away from the street. If it wasn't for my mom or my family, I'd probably be there right now. But thank God that I have a family that does care enough to say, "Hey, Swan, we love you. We want you to do the best you can with your life." But I feel like sometimes my best is not good enough because obstacles I go through, you know, a lot of times I feel like the color of my skin, maybe the way I dress, maybe the way I look might intimidate some people. But I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I'm not, unapproachable, you know what I'm saying? And Like Dr. King said, judge a man by the content of his character. You know, you can't judge people off what they look like, what they dress, because that person that you're judging could be a judge. That person you're judging could be a doctor. Person you're judging could be a teacher, could be an educator, could be somebody that you would never imagine that they are. So, hit the like, subscribe. I'm gonna cut it short. Please feel free to comment. I'm gonna probably keep making these videos because I'm gonna see where this goes. You know, maybe this might be an avenue for me. Maybe this might could take me to the place that I dreamed or I imagined. So, you know what to do. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Stay safe. And positive vibes.